This is where the fun begins.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your favorite Thursday morning chat show, Coffee Chat. And I'm so excited to be here with you as well. And good morning, Stig. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm drinking some lemonade.
Ooh, sounds good. Sounds refreshing.
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, so question for you. Do you like your lemonade really, really sweet, or do you like it more tart than sweet?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. All right, so you kind of like it in between.
It depends on the lemonade. I can't stand the sugar-free one though, because it just tastes like like it's artificial.
Right, fake, artificial. Yes,
Yeah.
I get it. All right, and so for me, and of course, the question of the morning, or the first topic of the morning, is what are you enjoying? What's in your cup or your mug?
Stop showing your Hooters on YouTube, lady.
Aren't they pretty? Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? My Hooters are fabulous.
Yeah, they're quite a handful.
Right. Look at this. Yeah, so I am just enjoying some basic coffee here, cream and sugar. That's it for me right now. So yes, so in the chat, what are you guys enjoying as you sit here and we begin the show today? And we'll go through here real quick and we'll get started with the comic. It's been like a quick minute since we picked it back on the comic, so I'm excited about this. These are fun, but it's going to even get better. So these seem like their introduction to some things, and then it starts getting better. So Zagrat 315, good morning. And then we also have Lady Toriel here. And if you follow me on Twitter, I have to share the link today, but and I didn't clip it to share here, so I apologize. We are helping Lady Toriel in her time of need right now to help her make ends meet while she gets better. And so find me on Twitter. If you can donate, that would be great. You can share the link and support, anything counts, any little thing counts. And so thank you so much. And she is enjoying lemon water, and that sounds really good. So she's almost kind of there with you, Stig. She's doing like lemon water, water with, like slices of lemon. And then Jamie, hello. And then we have Stephanie Littlepage, good morning. And let's see who's all coming in today or this morning. Terminus, hail you all, and hail and hello back. And then a real hoot. Yes, we always have a good time. It's always a hoot on Coffee Chat. And then
rootin' tootin' whatever in the barn.
Rootin' tootin' hootin' slootin'. I don't know. I'm just
gluten?
making up gluten. Well, speaking of gluten, I'm finishing up a coffee cake thing. So
part of the coffee, isn't it?
No, it's not. And then Blue Pig Gaming, dark greetings. Well, dark greetings to you too as well. And then Darius, howdy. So Darius, thank you for coming in as well. And I think I passed you up. So there you go. I didn't mean to. All right. So Stig, how have you been doing lately?
Yeah, I've been doing okay.
Awesome.
I think I'm catching a cold though.
Oh no.
Freezing, and I have a slight fever, and the throat is getting sore.
And I just made him come on. I'm like, damn it, you have to come on.
Yeah, well, I said I would be on. So.
I know that. I'm just joking with you. I'm not a slave labor kind of person, Oh, I said the word slave. Oh no, cancel me.
I only said it once too, so you named the ship.
And then it says, I am almost done with Jedi Prince Book 1 through 3. Nice. And then
the Jedi formerly known as Prince.
Right. And then I love coffee cake, especially the Starbucks stuff. Oh yeah, I love their cinnamon one. That's really, really good. All right. So thank you guys for coming in. And again, we are continuing on Rebellion Volume 2, I believe we're on right now. And we are going through the Empire comics right now. And this is the second story to the last one we reviewed. And we have Princess Leia visiting the moon that was basically made to resemble Alderaan by two Alderanians that she grew up with, in a sense.
This cover, though, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, yeah, let's nurse this guy back to health while there's feral animals 2 feet behind us.
Right. Yeah, we'll get into that. So yeah, we'll get into that. I'm pretty sure you have a lot to say about that. And then Darius, laugh out loud. I thought you two might be ghosting my chats again. I just trying to say hello. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I just accidentally skipped over, and it happens. It happens.
Do you hear that?
What?
It's quiet, really quiet. There's no Wilkins.
Oh, well, you just said his name a couple of times, or one time, so you might be summoning him in.
What happened to his hair, though? He had cut his hair, and like a week later, it's long again.
I think those are pre-recorded videos. I think he did pre-recorded videos.
I think he's bluffing. I think he's wearing a wig. I think Wilkins is bald.
That's Matt Wilkins. Can you debunk that for us? That is interesting. Are you really a baldy?
Heir to the Empire.
Heir to the Empire. Oh Lord. And if you're watching, if you get to watch us on replay, let us know. Or bring us on your show and we could talk about your wig situation. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So basically, this is the second half of A Little Piece of Home. And so if you guys were following from the last time we reviewed this up, she's looking for a base. Right now, they're between, the Battle of Yavin and then what happens in Empire Strikes Back. So before they, have Hoth. And so she's continuing to look for a base while everybody is. And she thought maybe the prospect of going to this moon where some survivors of Alderaan, create a sanctuary, a secondary home. And so this is a weird creature right here. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, you're like, I don't like it.
You know what? I'm also tired of Leia constantly finding Alderaan stuff. Because it's just like the second or third time already. It's actually the third time.
Yeah.
In this comic series that, it's quite a bit focused on Leia finding Alderaan stuff. And the old Marvel comics from the 80s, they had a lot of that too. Leia finding Alderaan stuff. And it's
they kept on putting salt into her wounds, huh?
Yeah, and it's like it's a bit overused as a yeah as a Leia motivator. He said, there's a teacup from Alderaan.
Yeah. And we're gonna have tea from Alderaan. And I get these two people had their families made a vacation home on another moon and whatever, brought in animals from Alderaan, what have you. That I guess is okay and stuff, but I get what you're saying. It's like
it's not that it's badly written or anything like that. It's just it's done a lot. It's kind of like with the EU novels where they overdid the super weapons. Like, okay, they have a new super weapon, right? That was especially during the Bantam era. So it's a bit like that. Leia finding Alderaan stuff and and like Jamie said in the chat, that's because she's looking in all the wrong places.
That's a good one. All right. So so he's showing her the sanctuary they made on their home moon that they made, their vacation moon and stuff. And the reason why these two brothers, just to recap, the reason why the two brothers survived was that they weren't on Alderaan when it was destroyed by Tarkin.
And Leia screams, "Rawl!" And the monster's thinking, "Shit, that's my line."
All right. So the monster is attacking, and it looks like he gets the gun or something slapped out of his hand. I don't know.
Yeah, he gets slammed into a tree or something.
Right.
Pinned in the claws.
Right. And so, this ape being thing, whatever, is basically just laying it to them and really kicking some ass right there, and he tells her to get away and, standard, like, get away from here, so one of us can survive. And she grabs the gun and she's able to blast it and then saves him. So there we go.
Shoots him in the back of the head.
Right. You could see, the smoke, I guess you can say, from the impact or the.
Yeah, smoke coming out of his mouth too.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead.
He is dead. And so they have that near danger right here. And he's like basically complimenting her. Where did you learn to shoot like that? That with the rebellion, and stuff. So, and she saves him.
Oh, can you go back?
Okay.
That monster's buttocks. Can you zoom in? Lady Toriel wants to see them.
Oh no, you did not. Oh, you did not say a damn thing. Oh my God. Let me see here. Let's see here. There's no place like home. Clicking my weapon 3 times. Oh goodness. And then we have Raj H for Canadian $1.99 super sticker. And thank you so much. You are such a great supporter of the channel. Every single one of you, even showing up. Like Miss Martin Muse is here. Hello, how are you doing? And Lady Toriel says, no.
Oh, come on. He's been working out. He can tell.
He's like, give the ape some credit where credit is due. And thank you again, Raj, so much for your donation to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And so, yes, here we go.
Oh, and every donation, as far as I can tell, goes back to the channel.
Right, it does. We have conversations about it all the time.
Yeah, because you buy comics.
Right. I'm like collecting all the comics
that you review on the channel.
Right. And so it's greatly appreciated. And then
you know what you should have said?
What's that?
When she shot the monkey in the head?
What's that?
She should have said, heads up.
Heads up. Or don't lose your head. No.
Yep.
There you go. And then so basically he gets injured in the ribs, and so he probably has ribs.
The only one who gives head is me.
Oh. You're like, I'd rather like that one. I could tell by your laugh. I'm getting his laughs. Like he's got some mischievous laughs because I play D&D. And he's our he basically runs it for us and everything. And so when we know something's gonna happen, he has that giggle. He has that mischievous giggle. So there we go. All right. So he's injured in the ribs. The creature is down, and so basically he tells him it's sort of like a crate dragon because you don't see him very often, but I guess they travel in pairs or whatever. So they're like, well, let's get out of here. So
which means there's 2 monkeys and they're now impaired.
Impaired. All right. And then so they start talking here, reflecting back on how they knew each other and stuff like that. And I guess that they swam together in the reflection pools, and he ends up putting the move on her and kisses her. So they're reflecting back on that little bit of romance talk, I guess you can say, or reflecting back on previous romance talk and everything. And then she gets a strange feeling. She's like, I feel like we're being watched. And so we know she's force sensitive, but at this point, she doesn't even know who she just thinks that she's, Bell's her father, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't know her lineage just yet. So, but she senses that they're being watched here. So.
Yep. A little bit of well, it's not foreshadowing since it's released after the movies, but
right.
It's foreshadowing for her though, her storyline.
Right. Yes, right. So here we go. And then again, the thing is we're getting like boyfriends after boyfriends after boyfriends, it seems like too. Some kind of love interest. And mind you, yeah, I'm pretty sure, people do go through relationships before they settle down, right? And maybe even after, whatever. But, for her being a princess and being kind of, I wouldn't say sheltered, because with Bella Organa, she was never sheltered, because she was like one of the youngest senates, right? Kind of like followed her real mom's footstep and was one of the youngest senators and blah, 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 blah. But still, that for me gets a little tiring.
I'm liking the artwork in this one though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And so she basically discovers, it looks like these are little Eopies. Is this Eopies? They almost look like these. They almost look like them.
Yeah. Yeah, the feet are different, aren't they? Eopies are basically camels.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are, I don't know.
They look very similar to them, so that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, they are Eopioids.
Eopioids. Don't take any Eopioids.
Yep, there's an Eopioid pandemic.
Oh, goodness gracious. So they're out far. They're trying to get back to the home compound there. That's on the moon there. And so, they have to cross things, or, of course, they are dealing with wild creatures because we already seen them through attack. So it's like kind of like a little adventure for them, I guess you can say. Yeah. And so they have to cross the swamp here. So that's what's going on with them. And so you see all the wildlife here.
That deer, though, is silly. I mean, a deer with frog legs.
Oh, you mean fins?
Yeah, look at the feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This artist probably is like,
is it statues?
It's not a statue. I think it's real.
Okay. Yeah, it looks they
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden they have all these creatures just messing around here right here that you can see.
They're like we're in Narnia now.
Right. Like we have like Super Mario Brothers, like turtle right here going on.
Yeah. You jump on that one.
But they have to cross this river. They have these little fish that look like lily pads, really, but they're not. So I thought that was a clever one.
Yeah.
That's
it's just that deer thing at the foreground and maybe the one in the middle. They look a bit it doesn't look like a thing that would live.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I know I get it too, but then also too, they're trying to be like, this is in a galaxy far, far away. And then so they're just trying to I guess mix things up. I don't know, because I don't know. All right. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating. So they have to cross the river here, and so they're getting ready to. So basically he compliments her, and he's like, "You're the only princess I've met, that's really tough and will do stuff like this." And she basically goes back and says, "I'm the only princess you've met," basically. And so they have that back and forth little conversation going on. The river is getting deeper, so he has to hold his gun up, and then we see those little creatures swimming around, and there it is right here. So I guess it has a little tail to help it swim.
Leaf tadpole thing, but something brushed his leg though, and it's something big, and apparently it's behind Leia.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna get to
it's like there's something big behind you, darling.
As he's walking behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, we could just turn this into some kind of porn parody or something like that, parody. All right, so there we go. So there's that something big.
Yeah, it's really big.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp monster.
Right. So they encounter that. He tries to shoot it, blast it. It continues to attack, and you can tell he's desperate right here because he's just shooting. He's like, oh shit, staring at it in its mouth, basically.
Yeah. And the reason, well, quite often you'll see in Star Wars comics and such, characters shooting at rancors and big beasts and stuff, and it doesn't seem to do any damage. It's because of the hide. The hide is thick. So even though it's blaster bolts, it doesn't mean it goes straight through everything.
Right. It just pisses them off.
Yeah, and you even see that in the movies that they hit a wall and it gets like a black smear, maybe a little bump in the wall. Right. It doesn't go straight through. So it doesn't have the penetration of a lightsaber. Right.
And it just pisses him off, which basically he did. He pissed it off too further. Look at that. So he's like, I'm going to swallow you whole. And then so he dives in and, looks like he does, but he doesn't. So he comes back up, and I think his name is, Rawl. His name is Rawl. So he comes back up, gasping, coughing. And then he's like, the gun. And then, she tells him to hang on. I'll get you to the shore as quickly as I can. So basically, she's saving him again.
Yeah.
But, because she's tough, and mind you, she's a strong female character that was basically first shown in Star Wars, right?
Yeah, so and it's sexist to mention her.
Yep. And so he basically tells her, I lost the gun, and she's like, stop worrying. And so she lays him down, and I guess he gets bitten by this creature here. So, and it does say what it is. I just didn't write it down.
Well, she gets Doesn't she get scratched by it too? I don't know. It's in his jacket though. It looks like a.
It pops out of him like it looks like it's coming out of his stomach or something. Rawr.
Yeah, like Alien.
like Alien. It's like rah,
Yeah, and she just slaps it and something. Can't tell what she's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like she's trying to squish it or whatever, or I don't know. I can't really tell her. I know she looks like she slaps it, and it looks like she tries to squish it. Excuse me. So
yeah, slap it and squish it, lady. That works.
Slap and squish it. And then so she asked him how he is and stuff, and basically he said he got bit by it, and that it's very poisonous, but there is no remedy for it.
That's not grammatically correct. It's not poisonous. It's venomous. Venom is injected.
It says the bite's poisonous.
Yeah, but it's still a venomous.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Berries are poisonous. Snakes are venomous.
True. Because poisonous isn't it poison you consume? Venomous is when you get bitten by it.
Yeah, venom is basically. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but there's no remedy for it. So basically now he's going to start, deteriorating because of the venom that's in his body, that's slowly working in the body. And she's like, you need to hold on. I'm going to get us back.
And she grabs him by the shirt and hauls him up. Looks like she's almost beating him up, actually.
She's like, damn it.
Like she's roughing him up in an alley or something.
Right there. This interpretation looks like she's like, come here, you punk. And she's going to, sock him in the face.
She's like a pimp and he hasn't earned enough money.
Damn you need to work harder. Get on that corner. Oh, goodness. All right. So you see her, she's still carrying him, but he's starting to, lose control of his body. And he does help her a little bit. And as she starts losing control, she's strong, but she's not that strong. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Leia's a small lady.
Right.
And then we find out what's been tracking them. Because Leia had a hunch earlier, and then stupid animal.
Yeah. So it goes back to the stupid animal you don't like.
Nope.
And so it's peeking in the bushes there. And you got a text. And there you go. And then it comes out roaring at them, and he's all the mate. This is why I said that they travel in pairs, they mate. And so there's the mate. She's going after him, after them. And Leia grabs for a branch that turns out.
She flexes her buttocks, ready to swing.
Do I need to zoom in on that?
I don't think
Soul Assassin is here today, huh?
Yeah, no, he's not in.
He's missing out. And then we have Scott Johnson here, Shane Nolan, hello, and Orange Hat Review, hello. And again, all of you members who are coming in for the live stream for Coffee Chat, your name is being taken down for a chance to win a copy of the Rattatak painting, the Mistress of Rattatak. So thank you guys for coming in. All of you, thank you for coming in. And so this is just one incentive for you guys to become members if you can. It's greatly appreciated. So you receive a chance to win a copy of this. Drawing will be in October, and I'll announce that as well. So let's get back to the comic, because we're almost done with this first one here. All right. Let's see here. So she ends up grabbing a club, like a branch club thingy, and it has like spikes on and everything. And she is determined to, to keep them from out of harm's way, basically, and the thing comes and charges at her. Leia, holds her stance. And all of a sudden, this thing, look at its neck. Okay, so we didn't really see very much of a side profile, but look at its neck and its body. So I think it looks crazy.
Yeah, and I think it realizes Leia is protecting her mate.
Right. Because it just, it stops and it scratches its chin or whatever it's doing right here. And then it goes off.
Speaking of the mate of a, weird monkey, Matt Wilkins is in the chat.
Oh, hello. What does he say? If you're a member, do we get a mute button for Stig? I can't supply that. I'm sorry. Oh, and we have a question for you. Stig, notice like in some of your videos that you have coming out that your hair is long, but it's short right now. So he's come to the conclusion, and maybe you can debunk this for us, that you are bald and that you're really wearing wigs.
Yes, because it was short 2 weeks ago, and now I'm watching your channel out of charity, and I was looking at it, and you were doing like a top 10 non-Force users, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And you had long hair again. Mm-hmm. Hair doesn't work that fast. Not even for an Ewok lover.
Yeah, so yeah. It says top 10 ships next, Mr. Wilkins. You got quite a bit of demand.
I'm shipping Wilkins with this monkey thing.
Oh, really? Is that the mate that she's defending?
I don't know. I don't think it's possible to defend Wilkins.
You don't think it's possible to defend Wilkins? Why is that?
He's indefensible.
He's indefensible. All right, so let's get back to the comics here. So she wonders it runs away, and basically says that that she respects her for defending him. They think the ape creature basically thinks that she's defending her mate, basically, and so he runs off. And so he starts getting really, really tired, and basically he's trying to get another kiss from Leia. Like I said earlier, that they did kiss, right? When they were younger, they did kiss. And he goes, I think I'd like one more kiss while I might still be able to feel it.
Yeah, she shouldn't do that though, because he's full of poison.
Right? He's
venom.
Venom poison. She ends up giving him a kiss before he dies.
Yeah, Leia is a necrophiliac, confirmed.
Oh my God, he's not dead yet. But he does die. So she gives him his last dying wish. A kiss.
He was on the mend, and the kiss killed him.
Leia has deadly kiss. And then so of course to dramatize it.
That's a cool piece of artwork though.
Right here. Yeah, and say to dramatize the situation, we have the moon in the background and all that stuff, like another moon or whatever. Yeah. So there you go. And but it is really, really nice. So they're their silhouettes in the moon and stuff, and you could tell she's grieving for her friend. And then lo and behold, a ship comes in, and it's Raw's brother, the one that doesn't like Leia. That was like, we don't need her involvement, blah blah blah, that we seen in the first comic.
He was right. Mm-hmm. She took him into the forest, and now he's dead.
She didn't take him. He wanted to take her, but still, I get it. And basically he's like, she tells him what happened. He's like, what? And he goes, she's crying about it. He's pissed off, of course. And they get back, and R2's with him, and R2's like, being
That's
his
3PO.
3PO, sorry. 3PO is like being dramatic, and he's like, oh, I would be so sad if we lost you, blah, 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 kind of deal. And Raw's brother basically says that she must go, basically, I want you gone. And
then Leia's head is floating around.
Huh?
In the next picture, Leia's head is floating in midair.
Right? I haven't got there yet. But yeah, so basically says it because of you and the rebellion, we got put in the situation. I knew you shouldn't have come, blah, 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 blah. And you could tell, and I like this piece of artwork here because I love how the shadowing and stuff is, because it's dark there. Yeah. You don't hardly see anybody use that dark and light shadow when it's nighttime like that. And I think it's really cool. And, so she does feel guilt. She does feel mourning. She does feel sadness, all of that going on there. Because she didn't mean for anything to happen, and she's also suffering from tremendous loss. She hurt some of her, the survivors of her planet, and stuff, and so I get her feeling. I get how she's feeling here. So we get back to home one. Here we go. And I've always, like I said, their ships and stuff like that are always good so far.
Really good in pretty much all the comics.
Right. And then so she gets back, and so Han's questioning her, how did it go? And she goes, it didn't work out, Han, and we won't be, putting a base there. And then he kind of teases her. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, but, he basically says, what, your boyfriend has a new girl? And she's like, no, but he doesn't understand what's going on. And, she's already sad and probably pissed now because, what's going on with their conversation, but she doesn't want to reveal anything to him. Luke walks in, and he basically asks the same thing. And she's like, I'm out of here. So she leaves. She's like, I can't take this shit no more. And then he's all, what's up with her? And, Han's basically like, I don't know. So there you go. And so that's the end of that little thing. Searching for a new base, didn't fruition. It didn't cut. Nothing came of it. And loss came of it. Loss of a dear friend that she grew up with. So there you go.
Well, it's a good double comic to showcase that there's quite a bit of loss that they're going through as well. It's not just them beating the Empire. They actually lose
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Right. And so they go through a tremendous loss here. And
I'd give the comic a 7.
Yeah.
For the both of them.
Yeah. For the both of them, overall 7 there.
Yeah, because it was a duology.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And let's see here. We're gonna get going on to the next one here pretty quick. Kiss of Death. There we go. And then still running test, but better. Okay.
Well, that is good. That is very good.
Right, it is. And then so they're having conversation there as well. All right. So thank you guys for her support. If you guys supported by donating, even if it was just $5 or whatever, or even sharing the link or whatever, it is greatly appreciated. And it makes my heart feel good that we can help each other out when we absolutely need it. So there's a little glimpse of hope out there in this world that seems, or society that seems like it's falling apart, right? So let's see here. So this next one right here is basically it's a standalone in a sense, but then the characters that we see in here, other than the standard OT characters, we'll see later on. So it's kind of like a setup one. So, and it's a fun little adventure, and it's called Alone Together. And the script is by Wellis Hartley, and then the pencil is Adriana Milo, and then the colors is Michael Atiyah. I think I said that right, Atiyah. And then the lettering is Michael David Thomas, and then the cover is David Michael Beck. I don't like the cover. I think the cover is stupid, but that's just
yeah. Han Solo looks really bad in it.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. So, and you could tell there's a switch of artists. Oh, goodness. There we go. You could tell there's a switch of artists. We can always tell when the artist is switched up because you could see their style, their coloring, all of that, when there's different artists on the next comic. It's always a thing. And I think after we get through some more of these, I will, give you guys a review on which comic artists and stuff I like best.
So far, my favorite is whoever it was that did a lot of the Republic comics, the Clone Wars ones.
Oh yeah,
Battle of Bim and those comics. They were awesome.
Yeah, the coloring and everything, like the penciling, the coloring, all that. It's just just went really, really well. And I'll go back. I have an idea who it was, but I'll go back and confirm that before I blab my mouth. So basically, we are at, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Goodness gracious. All right. So so the yellow boxes are basically the new character. Her name is Dina. And she's basically sharing her point of view here. And so she's all basically, I've been with the Rebel Alliance for 3 months now, ever since word spread about the victory of Yavin. The spokesman for the Alliance. Oh, get this. They speak about that to recruit, which means that who would be the poster boy of the recruiting? Who do you think?
That would be Luke.
Right. And yet, I'm just going to go there. I haven't gone there in a while. He wasn't known in the new lore, and then he be like him as a Jedi, and Luke is a myth after so many years. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. So, anyways, so there goes my point.
It's basically what they did with Captain America too. Made him a whole poster boy.
Yeah, exactly.
We need a symbol, right, to rally around.
Mm-hmm. And so basically she talks about, wanting to join it to fight for a better future, blah, 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 blah. And that was what they were saying. And back home, the opportunities were limited. So she's explaining her situation. She didn't have much opportunities. She wanted to, do something with her life. She wanted to be part of something significant. So she said, I thought of joining the Alliance would be an adventure. And of course, adventure, because, it's something to do, and it gets her out of this state of stagnant, I guess stagnant life. And until today, the assembly line on 84 has looked like a dream job. But this morning, my assignment has me on board Kala's, I can't read that, Stanchion, where the Millennium Falcon is at. So basically, she gets to be with the big guys. So, and I guess for someone who's joining and stuff and getting
that's a really bad sound coming from Chewie there, because that's the Norwegian word for, male masturbation.
What?
Yeah, RUNK.
Oh,
that's a wank. He's telling Han to do that in front of a lady.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Oh my God. Oh Lord, here we go. Okay, so we have this here, and this is Dina. So this is the one who's sharing her thoughts in the yellow box, or the golden box, or whatever color it is. And so that's who she is. And she's got her, her standard, jumpsuit on that jumpsuits like that are common in Star Wars if you haven't figured that out. And it's flattering for the woman's body as well.
Yeah, this lady is important in the upcoming comics. She has a proper storyline,
right?
And a lot of development. She's probably one of my favorites in these comics,
right?
The Rebellion era comics.
Yeah. And so I was talking with Stig, and I was like, "Should we skip this and just go to Vader?" He's like, and then but I understood that she has significance later on, and so we decided to not skip it because this is kind of like her introduction.
Yeah, I yelled no, and I threw a milk glass into the wall.
No. Well, look at that. He probably wants to see her ass and everything too. Look at.
Well, that too.
Yeah, so let's go on. And she says or thinks, of course I'd seen the hollows of Captain Solo and the other heroes of Yavin. There you go. Everybody
her name is Dina Shawn. I'm thinking she might be some distant descendant of Bastila Shawn.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that, and I was trying to confirm it, but I don't think there was ever a chance to fully confirm that.
Yeah, the Rebellion comics ended when the takeover happened. So there's a lot of stuff that didn't
get crossed over.
Yeah. Rezi Kai in the chat says, I own her action figure from the comic 2 packs. I didn't know there was one. Now I'm jealous.
I'm going to look for that now. I'll get it and I'll show Stig and he can admire it. He got all quiet. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm going to get one in a Rancor, and I'm going to take rubber bands and kind of tie up Dina Shawn and put her on the ground in front of the Rancor.
Oh, no.
Take a picture.
Well, you know her story more than I do right now, so.
Yeah, well, it's been a while, so I'm rusty. So we're going to go... We're going to go in fairly blind, both of us.
So the Blue Pig says, wasn't the Rebellion comics not even canon in the EU?
Were
they?
No, everything that wasn't labeled, was it Visionaries or whatever?
Infinities.
And everything that wasn't labeled Infinities was canon.
Yeah, and then like the early Marvel comics were like S canon, somewhat canon kind of deal.
Yeah, the old Marvel comics from the 80s, they were like bottom tier, almost canon.
Yeah. He's like, or Stephanie's like, I wonder what a Stig Only's fan page would look like.
Probably pretty blank because I'm too lazy to do anything.
He'll just have like his figures doing like crazy things, like how he said he's going to tie her up and the Raincoat's going to go after her or whatever. Hi, Phil. How you doing? Thank you for dropping in. We're just having some fun banter about these comics and going over the comics as well. So grab something to drink and join us, or like stay with us, not join us, but stay with us. All right. So basically she says, that she's seen Han and other of the heroes on the Hollow. And so that kind of confirms, because the heroes are going to be the ones that are put out there, right? Because, they want people to get excited. They want people to come in and help fight for the cause. They're going to show their heroes, right? And so she walks up and she's like, Captain Solo. And then just a second, sweetheart, basically his talk that he does. And I kind of admired how well they did his features in this comic here. So, and they try then he's talking with Chewie, and she begins to talk with him. What can I do for you? And basically she says, Private Dina Shawn, sir, Captain, I want supplies. And then, basically Leia comes up, Han. And so look how she's dressed. So I've been kind of impressed in how they've been giving her different outfits throughout these series that we've been reviewing and stuff like that. And so we have her in another type of outfit, not costume. And she basically says, still struggling to keep that old tub together. And she comes in and straight just insults him. What do you think about that?
Well, she kind of It fits with the character, doesn't it?
Right. And he's all, this old tub can run rings around, and he's all, wow, nice outfit. Maybe you should let me take you wherever it is you want. You're headed, princess. So he gets distracted by her outfit. And then Dina kind of thinks, oh, Leia. So typical thing going on with Han. He's noticing her in her outfit, you know, because we already know that they have kind of a thing for each other, even though they don't want to admit it.
Oh.
So they're both stubborn about it. And then she basically says, I don't think so. The point of this trip is to make a good impression on the leaders of Agrol 3. I don't know if I said that right. Aguarl. Agrol.
Something like that.
Yeah, you never know. You know, like how many times has Coruscant been butchered when pronunciations for a while? So, like if you listen to
and Sabayoth.
Mm-hmm, right. I think I seen a debate about how his name was pronounced on Facebook EU page. They were debating it just like 2 days ago. Like, how do we pronounce it? You know, kind of deal. And so basically she continues, we were just able to scrape together enough dress uniforms for an honor guard. But if we can convince Prime Minister Yanli and his cabinet to back the alliance, it would really give us a boost. So we continue to see them trying to recruit new planets. You know, they're still looking for their base because they're small right now. They're still recruiting. They need more people. They need more support, all of that. You know, so, you know, we see, because like this is like what, half a year after Yavin now. So we're slowly getting after like almost to a year after Yavin. And then, well, I think you look like a million creds. I don't know how they could possibly refuse. So basically he's liking what he sees. Look at his face. And Dina's face is like, oh, Lord. And then she says, oh, sure. Or she thinks, oh, sure. Doesn't this big lunk know how easy it is to look great when you're a senator and a princess? So, you know, we have her thinking that. And so I'm liking this conversation. Like when I first read this, I like the conversation, you know, between the women and what's going on here and stuff. It's all classical, what we've known, how they act, you know, from the movies. So very good. And then he's all, Your Highness, and this is C-3PO, Your Highness, the banquet. And she says, go and be sure my things are aboard. So she gives them assignment here. And they continue to talk here about, you know, going on their assignment. And Han says, look, princess, I know this banquet is a big deal, but I don't like you going off without some real protection. What I mean is, so he's trying to get himself in there. Why? And then she says, why, Han, do I detect jealousy? So there we go. And then basically you'll have to excuse him. He has no manners. And so basically we have that little whole conversation, like I said. And Dina goes on to think she's nice, attractive, and nice, or and nice, great. So she's getting her first impression of the heroes that she's only seen on the HoloNet. So on the Holo. So they get ready to go. Of course, Luke walks in, so we'll get to that. Don't listen to her, worship. I have plenty of manners. I am very mannerful. And he goes, you were saying, and then Leia's like, Luke, I haven't seen you for days. And so Luke walks in and they start having a conversation here, you know, and so on. So basically, Han, was it Han? No, this is Luke. Yeah, they've been keeping Red Squadron pretty busy. So he's been training with Red Squadron, of course, and we start seeing his progression, you know, more and more throughout these comics and stuff, which is really exciting because we get to see he eventually, you know, becomes the founder of Rogue Squadron. We know that already. Hey, you look great. I wish you were flying escort wherever you're headed. And then basically Han says, Agrol 3, fancy meeting, not really your kind of place, kid. And then Luke goes, then I guess you weren't invited there, Han. So he fires back at him. So, yes. So what do you think about this little beginning banter and what's going on, Steve?
I think it's good because the Rebellion era is pretty dark. And adding a little bit of, fun times.
Yeah, friendly humor, fun times and stuff like that. Yeah, a little bit of joy, because there still was that joy in there. It wasn't always like sorrowful times and stuff that we've been seeing, right?
Yeah.
So, and then so I'm just gonna go straight to like Dina's thought here. Luke Skywalker. I've heard so much about him, but I've never realized he's barely older than me. And then the farm boy's cute and he's a hero, but he's not a real man like Captain Solo. So we already know who she's crushing on, right? Look at that. So we already know that. She's got big old grin. Han's got his arms around her and all this other stuff. And he's all, don't you worry about the Falcon. Now, if you excuse me. And so, he embraces her real quick. And she's like, in heaven, she's got the hearts floating over her head and what have you. Gulp. I'm with supplies and requisitions. I'm supposed to take inventory of your ship, fuel and ammunition, sir. So basically, she's like all basically Twitter-pated, I guess you could say.
Man, Leia doesn't like it.
Look at that. She looks all pissy, doesn't she?
Yes.
And she does not like that at all. And he's like, well, why don't you say so? Why didn't you say so? Come on aboard. I'll give you a personal tour. And Luke goes like, Leia? And then her thought is, maybe I misread the situation between him and the princess. So women can sense this shit. Okay, that's all I'm going to say, that women, we can sense things. So we know things. And so she picks up on what's going on. Dina's not ignorant about the situation whatsoever. She can sense things, Yeah,
because women are paranoid, insane creatures.
No, it's not paranoid. It's not about being paranoid. It just means like we can just sense things.
Mm-hmm.
And then so basically she says her loss, he's so charming, so smooth. And then we go on to, oh, now my ears are ringing, because he hits his head. And
he's so smooth and bumps into the thing.
Right. And no, that's the scramble alarm. Something happened. So alarm goes on. She's like, oh shit, something's happened. And so they all have to load up, they all have to take to their stations, basically. So it looks like, Luke is heading out right there. You could tell by the way he looks right there that he's heading out. And he basically, he goes, I have to go. Red Squadron has to be out there. May the force be with you. So basically they tell him good luck. And then Leia goes, Han, let me go. I have to get to my ship. And basically he makes her go aboard the Falcon, because that's the closest ship that she can get into, right? So basically he's being a gentleman, saying, get in here. This is the closest ship. Get in here. And then Dina gets picked up by Chewie right here. And she gets taken aboard as well. And I think the way it looks, she drops her data pad. So
Yeah. And Chewie just grabs her.
Mm-hmm. Like a beast, he just grabs her.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And then so now her thought is here, even when the Millennium Falcon's hatch closes, the unmistakable sarcasm of X-Wing, our scream of X-Wing engines is all I can hear. So she can hear the X-Wings take off, of course. And, they're basic. I mean, they have their other starships and stuff, but, Rogue Squadron are red at this point, because they're not rogue yet, is well known. The X-Wings from Red is well known. And not that there is anything to hear. None of them say a word. There's no need. They've done this hundreds of times together. So she's noticing everything. She's noticing, how they respond and all of that, like how well organized they can be in situations like that. And then the roar of the Falcon's engines drive even that from my mind. So, I mean, she's probably like a kid in a candy store, like, oh shit, I've seen them on the Holo News. I know all about them, and now I'm actually on the Falcon. So there we go. So it's almost like a fangirl. I almost get like a fangirl vibe from her.
Yeah, I went to fetch potato chips so I could eat a snack while you read.
Oh, okay. So you can do it right now?
No, I'm back.
Oh, you did already. Oh, you're back. Okay, that was quick. I didn't have a chance to see you in the private chats.
No, I didn't say anything. I just vanished like a phantom and returned.
Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, Phantom of the Opera. And let's see here. I'm going to go into the comics or the chat real quick. Shane Nolan, women can sense things or communicate on several levels. I grew up around a lot of women and girls. I've learned a lot. Yep, you're right. It's like we could just barely look at each other without even saying anything, and we know what we're talking about. Okay, I've got to bounce. Ever since my husband spilled a Coke on his laptop, we've had to share mine. Well, thank you for coming in so much. I appreciate your support, and hopefully that you guys get the laptop situation squared away. That must be rough. Let's see here. And Han, be a wink moment. And then Paranoid is a great song.
Nope.
And then, yes, thank you. Good journey, Stephanie. Of course. Thank you again. And then Jeremy's Swigs. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you for dropping in. And let's see here. Let's get back here. So basically, I seen her. And what I was saying, Stig, is that I've noticed that she seems like right now she's fangirling out because she gets to be with the actual heroes that she's seen on the Holo.
Yeah.
So she's like totally fangirling out right now. And then she talks about my stomach turns over as Captain Solo initiates our own jump, and then we're gone. So basically she's fangirling out. That's how I see it. Look at her face. Like she's smitten over Han right here. Leia is like, what's going on here? And she's like, basically, I can't believe it. You've seen so much, had so much adventure. It's so fascinating. You're so fascinating. That would annoy the hell out of me. I'm sorry. And but he's taking it up. He's like his normal stance here, like, yeah, I'm great. I know it. And so we made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. Of course, he's telling that same old story again.
And True is scowling too.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, oh, Lord. And so that's funny. So we have an instant. And just imagine, so, you know, they say, oh, well, the Disney Star Wars, they show them being human. They're more human-like. Well, they've always been human, but they're humans in the Star Wars lore, right? So there's some more to them than just our regular human here in reality, right?
Well, you know, the Disney fans have never read this.
Right. Right. And that's what I'm getting at. So this just shows, I guess, their humanness in Star Wars, that, yeah, they could still be fascinated with each other. They could still be annoyed by each other. Look at Wookiees like, oh, God, here we go again. And then basically, what can I say? Adventure finds me. So he's still like eating up, you know, her interest in him. And he's like, she's feeding his ego, basically.
And he does have an ego. He brags. Does. He's a braggart.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in episode 4 big time.
Right. He has a huge ego. So this is just a reflection of that, because character progression is a real thing, right? In real Star Wars and the actual real lore, right? And so we're seeing it. If it wasn't, then he'd be already the stoic, like humble, selfless, non-prideful person. But we're still seeing the maintained character development, right? And he basically says, hold on, we're here. And they basically are who she says, where is here? Well, technically speaking, here's is nowhere. I don't understand. And then basically he says, I don't, or is it him or someone else? I don't, didn't they teach you this during training? Oh, that must be Leia that said that. Oh, look at her. Look at her face. She's not too pleased. Not too pleased whatsoever. I like her stance. I like how they got her emotions through her body. Very good. And like I said, I like how like they drawn Han's character way better than what we've seen in the past comics of yet. In these ones here.
You know who he looks like?
Who does he look like?
He looks like that guy from Project Veritas.
I'm gonna have to take a look.
Yeah. In the top picture.
Yeah, in the top
James
picture.
O'Keefe, that's the guy.
Oh, okay. All right. If we're going to face the Empire, we'll choose the time and the place. Until then, any Imperial contact triggers a scramble. Every ship in the fleet jumps to hyperspace and makes for a different random destination. So they risk lives doing that if you know about hyperspace, but they have to keep very random. So they jump to a certain point, they recalculate, and then they jump again. And that's to keep themselves from being spotted by the Empire, because basically, they're the minority. The Empire is like all over the galaxy, but it's a huge galaxy, but still. And basically she says, I know all that. I was just wondering why nowhere. Why not someplace busy like Corellia, where you can lose yourself in a crowd? And then Han basically says that works for some of the others, but the princess is too well known for her. Nowhere is better than there's no shortage of it in the galaxy. So. But the thing is, it's not only the princess that's well known; it's the Falcon. The Falcon is well known, and then basically Leia says, "Speaking of the others." Did everybody get away safely? We should send a coded burst to warn stragglers. Han, the transmitter's not responding. So she's trying to get it out. It's not responding. And then he basically says, that's what Chewie and I were working on before the scramble. Until repairs are finished, we can't call anyone, but we can still receive. See, we are picking up something right now. And she's like, Han, you can tell she's not too happy here. And that's a distress signal, and that's coming from nearby. So they are getting a distress signal coming from nearby. So they look like they respond to that. So this looks like they're like floating squid in the atmosphere. Or is those plants there, Stig? Are they plants? Or
I don't know. It looks like jellyfish almost.
Yeah, jellyfish, those, not squids, but something like that. And then basically now Dina in her mind says the signal is coming from a small dark planet that's so off the charts nobody has even bothered to name it. None of us says it, but I can tell we all have a bad feeling about this. And of course, that's a little theme here, huh? I have a bad feeling about this. But that first rule of space travel is you can't ignore a distress signal, even if it might be leading you into danger or an Imperial trap. So they go and respond, and they're on that planet. They're like, can you imagine being stranded here and all this other stuff? And it looks like this planet is not very well known. So, they don't know what they're getting into. And so they land, touch ground right there. And then so Han's like, okay, Chewie and I will go check it out. You two stay here where it's safe. And then Leia's like, listen, Flyboy, if you haven't noticed by now, I can take care of myself. So basically she's like, I want to go. So that's her way of saying, you don't tell me what to do. I'm going to go. And she's standing back there like, oh shit, something's going down. And then basically he goes back to Leia. I love it when you call me those pet names, princess, but you're staying here. Somebody has to watch out for Dina. And she's like, what? And Leia says, what? I don't need a babysitter. Or Dina says that, what? I don't need a babysitter. I'm not a kid. So she responds back. And Han really knows how to do it with the ladies, does he? Mm-hmm. He's your kind of guy, huh, Stig?
Well, I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying and doing.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes back to his face, kind of to, you could tell that he's trying to, still smooth things over. He says, of course you're not. But Dina, I can't have, and he's talking smooth. By the way, the dashes, the lines here, he's talking smooth right here to her. I can't have Her Highness tagging along. If anything happened to her, the Alliance would have my skin. You understand, right? And look at Leia's face like, oh my God. Sure, no problem, she says. So I don't know. I think this is a fun comic. Like their banter together, everything. And of course, she has hearts over her head again because he's putting the smooth talk on her. And he's, got her chin and, it's caressing her chin and everything. And Leia's like, what the hell am I watching? Look at her face. And then he's like, come on, Chewie. The sooner we check this out, the sooner we can get back to the fleet. And then he's like, women. No wonder you like this comic. It like has your name written all over it with all the characterizations and stuff like this.
It's a fun comic.
Yeah, it is. And so she's all smitten. You can tell by her hearts over her head and everything. And then she basically says to Leia, Captain Solo is so brave, don't you think? And then Leia again, and you could tell she's rolling her eyes and everything like that. He has his moments here. I hope we won't need blasters, but it's best to be prepared. So she's like, this is not my first rodeo with this guy, and then she's all, thanks, good idea. And so Dina goes back to her thoughts. I know this would be uncomfortable, but then she makes it worse. So I think she's kind of annoyed by Leia. I think maybe, is that the impression? Anyways, so tell me, Leia says, so tell me about yourself, Dina. What brings you to the Alliance? And so they have a conversation here. She has her take a seat there so they can talk. There's really nothing to tell, Your Highness. And she's like, nonsense. Every rebel has a story. And call me Leia. And then she's like, gulp. All right, Leia. And then so they're out there exploring. And then, Chewie speaks to Han here. And I hope that's not a bad word either in your language, Stig.
No, it isn't.
Awesome. All right. I think that was kind of weird that in the beginning, you translated to what it was while Dina's standing right there. And he's talking to Chewie.
I am. I speak Wookiee.
You speak Wookiee when it's appropriate. Okay, you said it, pal. So basically, they're exploring, and they're in some, looks like ivy vines going on right here. And they see a crashed ship right here. Look at that. And it's basically it's a Corellian consular class cruiser. I haven't seen one of these in years. This one looks like it's here longer than that. Go ahead.
It looks a bit like the ship Lando has later on, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Is it the Lady Luck?
Mm-hmm. It does. Wow. Good catch. And then basically he's like, anybody home? And then, of course, there's skeletons and all here. It's like people are dead. And then
hole in the skull. He probably shot himself.
Probably because it has a hole right there. Look at that. Or he was blasted by something while he was there. And then he's like, poor devil, I think we've arrived too late. It looks like the last thing he did before ending it all was make a log entry. So basically he made a log entry, and I'm guessing that's him, but we'll go to that right here pretty quick. Let's see if the ship power cells still hold enough charge to access it. And so basically it goes on, and it says day 120, I think. Food ran out 5 days ago. Water went yesterday. So they're getting a log of his reports, his holo diary of what's going on with him. I have to do whatever needs to be done while I still have the strength. My blaster's almost out of power. I'm sure not going to let it take me like it took those others. Okay, so that's crazy. If you're watching this holo, well, thanks for nothing. And then he ends his life. Yep. And then there we see moons up there in the sky. And then he's like, go back further, Chewie. Let's see if the log tells what happened. And so now he's going to investigate. And then we get back to the Falcon, and the ladies are chatting. So, and then
they're not chatting, they're yapping.
Chatting, yapping. Chatting is the same thing as yapping.
No.
Okay, explain how it's not.
Yapping is more negative.
I don't think this is negative talk. But we'll get into it. Chat, what do you think? Let me know. All right, so let's get into their conversation then. Okay, so Dina says, and I thought the Alliance might offer a better life. Like I said, there's not much to tell. And then Leia's like, no, it's a fine story, Dina. I guess it wasn't so long ago that I thought my story would be very much like yours. And then so Dina responds back, pardon me, but that's a laugh. You're high, Leia. So she says Leia's hi. No, I'm joking. And then she's all basically, I'm sure your reasons for joining the Alliance are far more interesting than mine. I mean, you're a princess. How could you hope for a better life than that? So, she thinks that, Leia probably may have had a better life or a more interesting life than her. I don't think that she knows Leia's story very well. No. So that's what I'm getting. And then we get into her thoughts. She tells her me her story then, and I can't think of a thing to say. So then Leia does tell her. And just imagine hearing everything that had happened to, someone who was a senator, a princess who lost her people, planet, people, what have you. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot to take in. All right. And so we are back at the ship. And basically, they try to investigate. And Han basically says, power's running out. See if you can find any earlier entry while we still have some juice. And then so the holo recording, basically, day 53 without blasters, Prentice and the others never had a chance. That thing has them the second. Yeah, so he's talking about something unknown, but I think we're going to find out what that is here pretty soon, right?
Very soon.
Very, very soon. And then the holo guy goes on, the crash must have attracted the local wildlife or woke, and then it kind of staticky up. It's been crawling this way for a week. It's slow but persistent. No, it's actually, and then the hatch. If you get this message and then it gets all staticky again, careful, big enough, dangerous. And that's the end of it. So we could see that something that, like a native something, plant life, whatever, is starting to pursue them. Very, very dangerous, whatever it is. And we'll get to what it is here pretty soon. And so that's the warning there. So, yeah. And then it says, Han basically says, with the power drained, nobody else will be dropping by. The crew can rest in peace. So, and then Chewie says something here, and then he says, relax. Whatever killed him did it decades ago. You don't see any of it now, do you? But look what's wrapping around his foot.
Yeah, famous last words almost.
Right. Like for every little horror story, it's like, oh, we're fine here. And then a few seconds later, they're all wrapped up in something, right?
What? Cavatanio, Shay in the chat says the Bastila Shan action figure is selling for $249 with a small tear imperfection on the back of the card on eBay. That's I don't think anyone's going to pay that for it.
Oh, wow. $249. Holy shit.
I remember seeing well, it wasn't boxed though, the one I saw, I think. Mm-hmm. Actually it was in a box. And it was Bastila Shanna. I think it was like $15 when I saw it. But that's a couple of years ago, and stuff like, the prices have skyrocketed in the last couple of years. The Plagueis book, the hardcover of the Darth Plagueis novel, that one, and the last two of the Kal Katarn novellas, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Graphic novellas almost. They've skyrocketed. And the Kenobi, the hardcover Kenobi book.
Yeah.
If you want to get that one, it's not getting cheaper. It's in 2019, Miss Sarcastic Nerd used to be a YouTuber. She's not anymore, I think.
Yeah.
She bought the Kenobi novel, hardcover, for like $2.50. And it was, as good as new. And now it's like 40 or 50 in just 2 years.
Yeah. And then Callum Cannon says, I prefer paperbacks. And then we have Cavantino says, it is unpunched from 2011.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. It's crazy how like everything now is like being auctioned off, especially characters like that, for so much, even some hard cover novels, basically.
Yeah. And I've noticed, and this is not just for comics and books though, but a lot of people buy piles of those, the Epic Collection omnibuses, and then they wait a while and sell them for triple the cost on eBay. They just stock up, right, and just sell them later. And it's a bit of a shame because eBay used to be like, the yard sale of the internet. It was awesome. You'd get cool stuff cheap, right? But now it's basically been taken over by people wanting to earn as much money as possible. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, because if you can get $100 for something, why sell it for $3? It's perfectly normal, but it's still a bit of a shame though.
Soul Assassin, hey, hello. All right, he says, I hate the secondhand market for Star Wars merch.
Yeah, it's being ruined, and in my case, if I buy something that costs, let's say there's a Count Dooku 6-inch something, and it's $30, right? I then have to pay $30 to $40 extra for shipping,
right?
And then I get a 35% import tax on all of it, including the shipping. On top of that, plus I have to pay a fee to the customs office. So something that costs $30 on eBay in the United States ends up costing me a total of $100.
Yeah, and so it triples in price, basically, or more so than that.
Yeah. And if people ship me stuff and they don't mark it as a gift, I get that import tax.
Yeah. Good to know. So let's get back to the comic here. So again, I like Leia in her outfit, and like I said, jumpsuits are basically, fight suits are basically a staple in, rightfully so, a staple in Star Wars, and it really frames the female body really well. And I guess you guys can agree with me, you gentlemen out there.
I'm not protesting anything.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. Look at Leia, how her figure looks. She's full figured here.
Yeah, and you can see Dina's butt in the last picture too.
Right. You could see how well the suit fits over her figure as well.
She's in great shape.
She's in great shape. Yes, she is. So basically, Dina, this is her thoughts again. Leia, the princess, finishes her story. I feel so small, so wrapped up in myself. Why couldn't I see it? Of course, Han loves her. What man wouldn't? She's brave and smart, and then all of a sudden, the alarms go off. They suspect something. Alarms go off here. And so they grab blaster shots. Come on. So, blaster shots happen. But so they hear something going on, basically. And then Han and Chewie are in trouble. Hurry. Leia, don't get too far ahead of me. So they're running to go help the guys out. And then here we go. Like I said, you get that one scene where, everything's okay. It happened decades ago, and then boom, the next scene, they're wrapped up in something, right? So we see this creature. Chewie, listen to me. If you can break free, go. Get back to the Falcon. Get Leia to safety. Do you hear me? So basically he's like, just get out of here. I'll try to get out of here myself or what have you. And then with Chewie, he's got the life debt towards Han. He's like, I'm not basically going to go anywhere. Look at his face. He's like, are you kidding me? And then, so he breaks free. No, Chewie, I said, get out of here. And of course, Chewie, he's got his dedication and he needs to save Han. That's just how Wookiees are. Chewie has a life debt to Han, so he's not going to listen to him. He's going to abide by his tradition as a Wookiee, right? His culture. And then we see the ladies running. Dina, hurry. And again, we see a lot of Leia action in these comics right now and how brave and how she responds and stuff like that, which is very much fitting. And again, people fail to see that when they say, oh, well, Disney Star Wars never had strong female characters. Obviously they didn't, like Stig said earlier, they haven't read the comics. You
have two of them right there. And right? Dina is, well, as we're going to see in, the last part of this year on Coffee Chat, she has a hell of a good development. And,
yeah. And then Stig shared a picture of me. So after we're done with here, before we end, I'll share that picture to get you guys excited about her character, because we see her young and naive here. And then the picture I'm going to show you, it's not going to spoil anything other than her image, just a little bit. And then we'll see how badass she turns out to be.
Also, you have a super sticker.
Oh, I have a super sticker.
Okay. Yeah, you need to read it loudly because Proper he has bad hearing.
Oh my God. Okay. Justin Proper 199. Thank you so much. And he says, penis?
Yeah, penis. It's a dick. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the 199 super chat here. Thank you so much for your support.
Interestingly, 199 or 1.99 is the same. It's the length of his penis in inches as well.
Oh God. We didn't need to.
He's trying to tell you something.
I did not need to know all of this. You guys, no. Okay, let's get back to this here.
And side note though, it's Proper's birthday today.
Is it?
Yes. Happy birthday, Proper.
Oh my God. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Proper. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. And everybody in the chat, go ahead and say happy birthday if you haven't. Thank you so much. And happy birthday. Have a great day. All right. So let's get back here. So we have this viney, tentacly-like, plant-like carnivore monster thing tangling them up. And so this is what those people who crashed on the planet was fearing, was these type of creatures. So it's not only
this gives me an idea for Dungeons and Dragons next time.
Oh God, Lord help us.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, thank you for the warning, Stig. Thank you. So if Miss Martin uses, if you're in the chat, be prepared. Be afraid. Be very afraid. All right. So here we go. So we have Chewie. We have the ladies ready to save. We have Dina and her thought here. I can't move. Every part of me screams, get out of here. Get away. So basically she's paralyzed in fear.
Yep.
This is her first time dealing with him. Like I said, Stig says, she's like a new introduction character to me right now because I haven't fully gotten to the comics, but Stig has read them.
Yep.
And so she gets proper development.
Yes. She gets a hell of a, well, let's just say she really earns her place in the rebellion.
Right. I can't wait to see her progress. Can't wait. That's the fun thing, is when we see a character get a proper progression. It's fun. We get to see from day one to maybe their last day or what have you. So there we go. So this is the beginning. Her name is Dina Shawn. And so, keep an eye out for her in the future comics. So that's all I have to say. And then her thoughts again. But Leia runs into the danger without a thought for herself. So she, she's observing everything and she's being real and honest with herself. She's like, look at her face. She's like frightened here. Leia basically is like, I need to take care of that thing, so.
Yeah, you have a super chat.
Oh, okay.
From Rezikai.
Rezikai. Here's a non-male genitalia super chat. Also love the content, OG and Stig. Hope to see the Empire comic review with Tank and Dina sometime. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
They are coming up. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you're getting what you want. Yes, because these are just the omnibuses we're using. They're chronological, so you have some Empire stuff in there, and then some Rebellion stuff. So, it's, I don't know, in a month. Mm-hmm. So you have that wedding thing. So there's going to be one Thursday that we're not doing it though.
Yeah, and I'll announce that before. I'll just say it right now. Okay, so the week starting the 30th all the way to the 5th. The only thing I'll have on the channel is maybe the History of Tatooine series. I'll do that and have it prepared to launch during that time frame. So my family has a big event going on, and we're preparing for family and friends to come from out of state and all of that. So I'm just going to take a break, no coffee chat for that week from the 30th to the 5th or 6th. So, and then we'll resume back. So my time is going to be elsewhere, and that's okay. We have lives all outside of all of this. Again, I'll have a video out sometime during that week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, for the second installment of the Tatooine history series, or History of Tatooine series. And so that's what's going on.
You know what? For those of you who are watching, since there's going to be like a week without a coffee chat or something.
Yeah.
Read an EU novel.
Right.
Read a book. And when we're back, tell us which book you read.
In fact, not to tell you what to read, the 28th, this Saturday, is literature review. And we are going to talk about and review X-Wing Rogue Squadron. So come to that. So if you haven't got into that series yet, that's the very first book of it. Awesome series, great read. Get into it and then join us for coffee chat, for literature review.
Yeah, and I'm reading that series for the first time. I've never read it before.
I am so excited for you. It is great. Especially if you love Rogue Squadron, Wedge Antilles, what he creates, because it's all about them. It's all about their missions, their assignments, all of that, the formation of them, and even the Wraith Squadron. So if you really want to get into the series, pick it up. Great read.
I'm liking it so far.
Yeah. Wedge.
There's a lot of the first 70 pages has pretty much been introduction though, because it's a big series. They're introducing the players and all. Right. But it's done really well.
Right. The introduction is done really well. It's not really boring introductions or anything like that. But we will talk about this more this Saturday, the 28th at 1 p.m. here on my channel. So I'm super excited about that. And I do have a few people coming on for the panel. And so you'll get a wide range of views on that, discussion and all that, because that's what it's about. It's getting a wide range of views. So let's see here. Let's get back to the comic here. All right. So we have Leia with her determination. Dina's like scared to death right there. And then Han says, Dina, find Chewie's blaster. Bring it to me. And so basically she does. And he shoots the monster right in the mouth. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, and look, Han gets to use the Chewie's bowcaster. Mm-hmm. Disney said that hadn't happened before.
Did they really say that?
Yeah.
I missed that one. For reals.
Yeah. Yeah. It says he's never used it before and all that. And I think J.J. Abrams said, it was finally time for Han to test Chewie's blaster thing.
Okay. And,
there you go. He already did it.
That is ignorant to say that, Han having such a close friendship with Chewie, that he's never tried his weapon before. That is very ignorant to say.
You know what? If I was Han Solo and Chewie shows up with that thing, with that bow, it's called a Wookiee bowcaster.
Right.
And I would ask to try it. Mm-hmm. Of course you would.
Right. Right. And then not to mention that he was raised by Dulana, or whatever her name is, another Chewie, even though she probably doesn't have one. But knowing, like being familiar with the Wookiee culture and now having someone commit a life debt to you and stuff like that, of course you're going to be kind of fascinated with, the weapons and stuff they carry, right? I mean, Han, that's the kind of person he is. He gets himself familiar with stuff.
All you have to do is be a guy, and you're going to want to try that one.
Right. And I think Shadows of the Empire basically touches on that about the ships. Remember when Luke gets to see the Outrider or whatever, Outlander or whatever, what's his name, ship? And Leia kind of rolls her eyes and says, like, boys with expensive toys or something like that. Because Luke's like, I need to fly that. I need to try that out. Guys are going to do that. They'll be saying, let me try out your weapon. That's pretty cool. How does it work?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, so JJ... he's not a guy. He's not a guy because he didn't have that thinking. So that's what happens when you drink too much soy, but I won't go there. All right. So basically Han uses his bowcaster to shoot the thing in the mouth. And he says, Leia, get to safety. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere without you. And that's basically her style. That's who she is. She's like, I am going to help you out. I'm not going to leave without you, blah, 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 blah. Because she's had so much loss. She wants to prevent another loss. That's how I see her mentality too. Not only by standing by the people that she fights with, but making sure they survive as much as, possible.
Yeah. And then they're shooting the shit out of that monster.
Right. Look at that. And then we have Chewie right here cheering him on, like, shoot him, blast him. That's a pretty cool picture, though, because look at that. And you can tell, okay, so he's with the bowcasters, with any kind of compound bow. When you shoot something like that, it's usually the strength of the person, right? So you could tell he's struggling a little bit with it, but he still is able to fire it. So basically, they destroy it. And then, so I guess this is Chewie cheering, the groin, the grunk. And then, all right, everybody out. And the thing is pissed. And it's still responding, I guess, or whatever. And
it's basically in pain, dying. And then,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's dying in pain. It's responding back to them. You big lug, what were you thinking? We could have lost you. And so... they're I don't know if she's talking to Chewie or to Han, maybe both, maybe Han. This is from a woman who jumped into that thing's mouth.
Yeah, and look, she's hugging Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing Disney missed.
Right. And then Dina's over there smiling and, like, crap, we made it kind of deal. And then look at them. And this is her thought. This is Dina's thought. The label heroes doesn't begin to cover it. Any one of them would sacrifice everything for any of the others. So there we go. And then she's still in thought. That's what the heart of the rebellion is all about. I was looking for a better future for me. They're putting their lives on the line for a better future for everyone. What they have is something for me to aim for, but that's a long way off. What made me think I could stand beside them? And then, so she's over there just admiring and pondering their bravery, their closeness, their, and everything. She's like, wow. And, she's getting further into the cause because she's seen, them in action, really. It's different when you see it on the Holo News or the HoloNet or whatever in Holo, and then it is in real life, right? Very much different. And then they tell her, Dina, you coming? And so she joins them in the big old Wookiee type hugs, and she continues to think to herself, so I have a lot of growing to do, but I've met new friends to show me the way. I know now that I'll never marry the dashing Captain Solo. So we do know, of course, that she was really smitten by him, but that's all right. He deserves a princess and maybe he'll end up with one. I have time to find my own captain or even become a captain myself. Or maybe a farm boy is more my type after all. The end. And this is the next one right here. This is going to be a fun one, you guys. Be prepared. We haven't had much Vader action. You guys are going to enjoy this one. Very, very good. So, all right. So let's see here. And it says, by the way, audiobook that's abridged of Rogue Squadron Book 1 on Audible is getting a total remake to unabridged to make it like 14 hours long. Mark Thompson is re-recording. The Audible version drops on 9/7. Yes, I did. I seen that. I love Mark Thompson as a narrator for these Audibles. I don't care for the cover, the new cover that they're putting on it, and how they're calling it Rogue Squadron, and taking away the X-Wing series title. I do not like that. I do want to hear it by Mark Thompson unabridged. So I'm kind of torn on that. So we'll see. I might get it just to listen to it anyways. But the unabridged one, I forgot who the narrator is for, or the abridged one, I forgot who the narrator is for that. It's pretty good. It's very plot heavy. These abridged ones are very plot heavy. So we'll see. And then Soul Assassin, shooting is fun. Yes, it is. I do go out and shoot once in a while too. Callum Cannon, I have a question. You may have gotten this one before. Oh, this is for Kellen. So, but I'll read it. I was reading it anyways. Oh, wait. No, this is not for you, but she says, you may have gotten this one before. In the Plagueis book, many say that Plagueis took away from what Palpatine did in the prequels. Do you agree? I didn't. So many say that Plagueis took away from what?
I think it has to do with how Plagueis kind of made the main plan, and Palpatine just continued it, so it wasn't really 100% Palpatine's plan. I say it's a fair criticism, you know.
Yeah.
It's up to the individual what they think.
Yeah.
But I personally, I don't think it took anything away, but if someone says otherwise, I can't agree because it is a fair argument.
Yeah, I don't think it took I don't think it took anything away, because as we see Palpatine progress in there, he basically at the end said that everything that Plagueis planned, he helped manipulate, and that he prepared himself to do that too as well. So, you know, and we did see the apprentice and master relationship when it came to rule of one or rule of two.
Plus, you know, he took his knowledge, he took his plans, and he took his life.
Right. Something that, you know, the apprentice is supposed to do to the master in the rule of two. So, but yeah, good argument there. I mean, good point there. Myself, I didn't see that it took away from it. I think it enhanced a little bit more because we got to see the relationship between the two and exactly what Palpatine was planning for himself as well and taking over. You know, so, and I think it was smart business for him to continue with what was planned. You know, and add to it, because he did add to it. He did add a lot to it. Yeah. So he took the idea and he expanded on it, basically. So that's my take on that. All right. So thank you, Orange Hat Review, for coming in and supporting. Have a good day. And then Solo Assassin says, Mark Thompson has a YouTube channel. He just does trailer reactions. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Thank you for sharing. And let me go ahead and share an image with you now with this beautiful lady that we were expanding and learning about. Let me get out of this one wrong window. There we go. And I think you guys will like how she looks. And I think this will spark interest in her as we get along here. So here we go. So here she is. We went from the timid, shy, fearful, getting her feet, you know, putting her foot in the door of the rebellion just now, to this badass right here.
Yeah, and fun thing though, Disney fans would have screamed sexism and all kinds of stuff at that picture, but the character was created by a woman.
Right. It's funny how now these days the woman has to be flat chested, because if she has boobs, that's just for the male gaze anymore. You know, or it's sexist or whatever.
Yeah.
I find it ridiculous. I'm getting so sick and tired of that because women have different sizes and shapes and forms, right?
Yeah, I bet you bisexuals and lesbians like that too.
Right. Right. And then here we go. Soul Assassin looks like Cade's mother in a way. Yeah, she has some resemblance to Cade's mom, right? I mean, I can see the facial features are slightly different and stuff, but because of the short blonde hair and all this other stuff, I see that. Baby C. And then Rezakai says, boobies are the love of all peoples, right? I mean, I remember once we did for Babe the Menace or something, we did a stream about about boobs, on how they help with stress. They regulate a man's health. They are life-giving. I mean, there's so many things behind that, but basically for women, that basically, I'll say, with boobs and just our characteristics and how we are designed biologically, is that we are nurturers, right? We nourish, and all that, and we're caretakers. That's just part of our genetics, our hormone makeup. So that's not a bad thing. So people say, oh, well, that's just a stereotypic. Women are more than that. Yes, we can be more than that, but that's our nature. So there we go. But that's my rant right there. But look how badass she looks. Look at that. We go from a fearful face to not sure, all of that, to right here where she's taking command right here, where she is in the battle and she's taking command right here. So very, very good, good character arc we're going to see. So be excited for Dina Shawn. And if she is somehow from the Shawn family, then that would be great. We can only speculate now, but just by seeing this and stuff, you can kind of tell, like, in a sense, you can kind of see hints, and maybe that's where they're going, but that's just me. What do you think, Stig?
I don't know.
We can only speculate at this point now, right? Just like we can only speculate, like, exactly how the Skywalker evolves from Crucible all the way to Legacy, because that's never going to be known now. So we can only speculate. But just imagine if we would have got the books, the trilogy, sort of the Jedi, and if we would have got any other expansions of the Skywalker family after that, that would have been amazing. So Cavatino, interesting. She does not have a SJW haircut with her sides shaved or sheared. Right. Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
She is gorgeous. All right. So this is what's going on again for my channel. So I'm preparing next month's schedule. I do have Rev, Kev, and Miss Martin Muses for Talking EU. I will share that here soon on Twitter on days and times. And then I have a week off other than posting a video for the History of Tatooine series. And Coffee Chat will resume after that. So after the 6th. Let's see what else is going on.
I don't it doesn't look like Dina Shawn is, well, there's no link to Bastila.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean there wasn't intended to be.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But we'll just never know. Yeah, because I just looked it up.
Yeah, I looked it up when we first talked about that, like a week ago or something. Yeah, so we can only speculate and do what ifs. So, okay, so basically Soul Assassin, wait, she's a possible descendant of Bastila Shawn. That would be awesome if to see her bloodline continue since the game and comics. Yeah, we can only speculate. We just know that they have the same last name.
You know what though?
What's that?
In the Legacy comics, with Cade Skywalker and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a missionary called Veo. Missionary Veo.
Yeah.
That's a descendant of Mission Veo from KOTOR 1.
Oh, okay.
Twi'lek. It's the Veo family.
Right.
So that family has survived for a long time.
Right. The surname, everything, yes.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, so this still could be possible. We will never know, but as fans, we'll probably just do our own headcanon for that, right? All right, and then we have Abu Nas. Woo! woohoo, finally made it. How's everybody doing? Everyone doing? We're doing well. And then Will Gentry, hello, how are you doing? Hey, Laura, hi, Stig. How are you doing? And hope y'all's good. We're starting to wrap things up here. You guys, those who are coming in, you missed a great comic here. A new character is being introduced. If you're not, for me, she's kind of new because I've never read the comics in their entirety. So you guys are experiencing, new stuff for me. But this character right here that I'm showing, we just went through her introduction, and she goes from timid, kind of like finding her place in the rebellion, a little bit fearful, not quick reacting when it comes to like, getting in action, really, to now this character here. So we're going to see these coming comics in the near future. We're going to see her arc, and her name is Dina Shan. And we're trying to figure out if she is a descendant of the Shan family. We can only speculate because she is, is she fairly new, Stieg, to the lore?
Yeah, Dina Shan was one of the last ones.
Okay, so
this comic series is near the end of the old Lucasfilm run,
right? Okay, so if there was intentions of her being a descendant, we don't know exactly. So now we're just going into fan headcanon now, kind of deal.
I think this is probably very cool for Open-Airlock, though, who's a huge fan of the KOTOR era,
right?
That, this lady here it's likely that she's a descendant of Bastila.
Right.
But it was never explored anymore because, George Lucas sold it to Disney.
Right. And so now the story ended, so we won't know. And we know that, Force abilities can be inherited, and it can skip generations, or it can stop in families completely. We never know what's going to happen, So if this is a chance, it doesn't mean that she's Force. She's got, Force abilities, because, like, again, we know in the lore that not everybody can inherit it, or it skips generations or what have you. So I wish we could know again. So stay tuned for her coming character arcs in the near future. I hope this gets you guys excited for that as well. It does for me. It's always fun to have a new character and see what happens with them. And Abuna says, "Oh man, so sorry about that. Wish you be having coffee chat sometimes in the evening." That would be fun, but I don't think it would be called coffee chat. Soul Assassin, please hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. Yeah, would really be interested in Revan's bloodline surviving all the way up to the modern day. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Because we know Revan had, family, that he had a son who had like 2 kids anyways. And so, that would be fun to even.
Yeah, and then some generations later, you get Satel Shan from the Old Republic MMO and some novels and comics as well.
Right. So that,
and then it just goes away because they haven't explored past that.
Right. And then
there's like a big skip, and then you have the Revan novels.
Right.
Oh, sorry, the Darth Bane.
Oh, that's right. The Darth Bane.
There's like a few. There's 1,200 years, I think, between KOTOR and the Darth Bane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a huge gap there that they could play around with. And then you have a massive gap between the Darth Bane trilogy and episode 1.
Yeah, you do.
There's nothing between there and Plagueis.
Right. And so all we can do is like just in our head think about, okay, the family did live on because, we had male characters born, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it would have been explored because Drew Karpyshyn was going to do a Darth Zana duology. Right. And, eventually she's going to die and you're going to have some Sith take over her, right? So,
right. Mm-hmm. And then having Revan's son and family in politics, going into politics, then that would put them in the novel, even if it's just a little bit, right? Because you would see that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of, the Bane trilogy, we have the son, going into politics. So that would be very interesting to see. So like, again, we can speculate, and then use it in our headcanon now that the bloodline is now leading up to her. That would be awesome if, we really got a story to that and what had happened and stuff. But I mean, it's all exciting as it is. So we can only speculate, but fun.
Yeah, they had like several kind of, not timelines, time periods that they were expanding. You had the Dawn of the Jedi bit,
right?
Which they were going to move all the way up to KOTOR, right?
Yeah.
But that one got, canceled too. And then you have from KOTOR to Bane, right?
Yeah.
And then from Bane to Episode 1, and then you have from Crucible and all the way up to the Legacy comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, like all these areas that they were trying to, slowly moving up together, right?
Yeah.
So if they had succeeded or been allowed to, you would have had lore and stories spanning probably 10,000 years.
Yes.
And you'd have a long, solid line of it too.
Right. They were planning. They were, connecting all areas that hasn't been expanded. We know that already. But I was going to tell you, Stig, you know how Tim does the booty expanded bootyverse? Send this to him. Maybe he'll display her.
Sure.
Yeah, for his bootyverse. I mean, it's a character he's shared like Mara Jade comic character before, so it's not like it needs to be a live cosplay person, but so that would be fun for him, to share and stuff. Abunash, you have a great point here, or a good idea, like an EU happy hour in the evening. That would be fun. Like do it once in a while. Who knows? I like that. I'm writing that down. EU happy hour. Because we get happy, talking about the classical Star Wars. It's fun. It's where the heart of Star Wars is at, and that's what the channel is about. All right, so we're going to start wrapping things up. And so, Stig, do you have any plans on being on the other channels this coming week or so?
No. Well, on Friday, maybe, if I'm awake, I'll Mara usually has me on her, what is it called, the cringe factor. I'm like a co-pilot for her, but she moved them from Wednesdays to Fridays now. So okay. We'll see. And if I manage to finish reading the X-Wing book, I'll pop on the EU review book thing you're doing. But that's pretty much it. I do less and less YouTube every month almost.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you never know. You might be up on a new show. You never know. That kind of was I'm a poet and didn't know it. All right. So Shane Nolan, Tim had a wonderful top 10 hottest women. Oh, top 10 hottest women in Star Trek stream. Ugh, I can't even talk. Yes, he did. He did. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe he'll do an EU one. That'd be fun for all you guys.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I need to represent the females here in Star Wars fandom, doing like top 10 male characters. We'll see. I know Lady Toriel would probably love that. All right. Soul Assassin, Ulic Quill Droma's bloodline continued in Sidris, who was Pelp's enforcer in one of the comics. I remember hearing about that.
I thought she was in the Young Jedi Knights books. Maybe I'm mixing it up.
Sidris?
Yeah.
I haven't read that in a long time. So I don't recall, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since.
Oh, it's he's in the Dark Empire.
Yeah. Sidris is?
Yeah. My bad. The names kind of blur together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of names.
There's a lot to keep track of, you guys. There is a lot when you get into it. Isn't Ulic Droma's? Isn't he on the holocron that Leia takes from Palpatine?
Could be.
Yeah, I think so. And then Cedric the Executor. All right. Yeah. So we're going to start wrapping up here. And so you guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening in as we review these comics and talking about that, about them. It's been fun. It has been, and it is fun exploring them, no matter if it's your first timer or if you haven't picked them up in a while. You get to see fantastic character development, which we are going to witness with Dina. And yeah, so I've had a good time here with you. You guys, thank you so much for your continued support for the channel. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, including you, Stig, for co-hosting with me. He's not feeling too well, so go lay down, rest, drink plenty of water, and I guess we'll catch you guys later. And again, members of the live of the channel, you guys are now entered to win a chance to win a copy of the painting Mistress of Rattatak. So I'm excited about that. And I'll announce in October when that drawing is going to be. And then again on Saturday, the 28th at 1 p.m., we are reviewing the X-Wing Rogue Squadron novel. So come in and join in on the chat. You still have time to pick up the novel if you want to get through it quicker. The audio is abridged though, so it's very plot heavy, but it's just something to get through if you want to join in without any spoilers, and join us then. So thank you guys so much, and you guys have a great Thursday, and I will see you on social media. So have a good day, and may the force be with you.
Take care.